Hey guys, a very lovely day to all of you. My name is Avinash and welcome back my channel, The Learning Destination. Today in this sessions, I am going to cover the topic that how you can delete default security group rules through the automation in AWS Cloud. Now let's understand this entire procedure that how I am going to perform this. So first of all, when you onboard the new account in AWS organizations, there is an event occurred called create account result that will be detected by this event bridge, and this event bridge rule generally it invoke this lambda function. This lambda function is having this Python script, and generally this Python script, what it does, it lists down all the VPC ID. After that it detects the default security group, and then finally under default security group it revoke, it delete all the inbound outbound rules from this default security group rules, and then the same process is iterate. Okay, so this is the entire process. Okay, now second point is that why it is necessary to default the security group rules. Guys, from the security point of views, it is very necessary, it is utmost necessary to prevent from the attackers. Okay, there are a couple of points you can easily understand why it is necessary. First is enhances security posture. It prevents exposure from overly permissive default rules. Second is reduce attack surfaces, limit potential entry points for attackers. Third one is enforces principle of least privileges, ensure only necessary traffic is allowed. And fourth one is avoid misconfiguration, prevent unintentional exposure from default setting. Okay, so now let's jump into the practical sessions, and we are going to do all these things practically. In between, one more request, guys. This is my YouTube channel, Avinash Kumar, The Learning Destinations. So if you are the new, you are visiting first time, then please do subscribe now. There are various topics you can see here. I do not stick only with the one topic, like I need to only make videos on DevOps, or I need to make only videos about the EKS, nothing like that. Generally, I find the problem, okay, and after that I solve it. That's how I get my topic, and usually those topics I cover into my sessions. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. Here my name is Avinash Mathur. Okay, so let's jump into the practical session. Okay guys, time to perform the practical session now. So I logged in into my AWS account, and currently I am under the Lambda section. So here if you see that this Lambda functions, firstly I need to create. So when I create the event bridge rule, as a target I can select this Lambda function. So this Lambda functions must be available during this event bridge rule creation. Okay, so I am under the Lambda functions. I say create function, and from here I give the name Deletion security group, okay, rule, and then I can select Python anything. I select 3.9 here. Default execution role, I have already one role which I created, so I am selecting it here, and after that I say create function. Okay, then I talk about the Python script which is already ready. This link I am going to give it into the description sections. You can take it from here. Okay, so this is the repository on GitHub, resource tagging, and under this is the script default security group deletion.py. Okay, copy all this code from here and then come here. After that, this one. Okay, and then just deploy it. Okay, after that, to manually trigger this applications, we need to create the test as well. That I will create later on, but now let's create the event bridge first. Okay, so in event bridge there is a rule, so you need to create the rule, give it some name. I'm giving the same as I had given to my Lambda functions. Then rule. Okay, and after that leave it event first default, rule with an event pattern. Next, and here there is a two options. One is if you select these options, this will only cover this AWS events only, But if you select the other, then it is a custom setting which covers the custom event as well, whether the services occurrences is happening on AWS platform or any others platform. Okay, so let's say if I am selecting other, you can continue with this one also, and I'm selecting the other here. And after that, there is a one pattern, guys, this pattern. Okay, so it's a simple pattern. Here you need to select entry my own, not from here. I want AWS events. Actually, I need to select this custom pattern JSON. Okay, here. So generally, what it does, it picks the CloudTrail event, and over there it try to detect the event name, create account result. Okay, and based on that, it triggers this Lambda functions, which I already explained here, right? Okay, come here. After that, you say next, and here you need to select the Lambda functions, and the Lambda functions which I have created, this one. Okay, and next, and create rules. Okay, so now we have two part is ready, event bridge and Lambda functions. Okay, so it's time to run this Lambda functions. So firstly, I'm going to run this Lambda functions manually. Okay, and after that I will schedule it through the event bridge as well. Okay, let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm going to create one test here. So I give this test name delete event. Okay, and here I already prepared the test case. Let me copy it. So I'm manually trigger it, guys, and this test case is only covering under a specific account, guys. This is my AWS free tier account, and in AWS free tier account you cannot create the additional accounts. Okay, you cannot onboard the additional account because there is no functionality of AWS organizations. Okay, because it's a free tier account. Okay, you cannot onboard the multiple accounts in this. Okay, that's the reason that in order to check the Lambda functions, I created the manual test. Okay, so generally in this test cases, it is going to target only one account, which is my account. Okay, and it is going to cover this events under this account. So currently I'm going to manually run it. After that, save it. Okay, before that, I show you there is a security group. This is a security group rules, guys, and this is my default security group. Here you can see that, and there is a rule available, inbound and outbound rules. Okay, so there is a inbound rules and there is a outbound rules available. So the moment when I trigger this Lambda functions, this test, it will delete inbound rules and outbound rules. Okay, before I proceed this, I want to also show you a little bit about the Python script, what I have done exactly. So this is the Python script which I am using currently in Lambda functions here. This one. Okay. So generally what it does, it firstly there is a functions defined. So it detects the events like create account status. It find out the account ID and all those things. After that, it lists down all the VPCs here. Okay, all the VPCs, and then after that it finds the default security group. Okay, and then after that it revokes inbound rules and outbound rules, and the same process is iterates. Okay, so that's the overall functionality of this Python script. Now let's run this Lambda function. Before I done, let's do one manual settings here. Generally the Lambda functions is 3 seconds, so I just give it like 1 minute. This value you can adjust as per your requirement. Okay, and now I'm going to run this, and just to remind you, like there is already default security group here. Let me show you, which is already selected, and there is a inbound outbound rules. Okay, so the moment when I run this Lambda functions, the inbound and outbound rules should be involved. Okay, Let's run it. So I'm going to select the test cases, delete event, this one. Okay, you can make sure that the same test event is getting triggered and click on test. Okay, so here you can see that this Lambda function has successfully run. Okay, successfully executed. Now let's check in security group, refresh it. So here you can see that there is no inbound rule and there is no outbound rules. This rule has been successfully deleted from the default security group. Okay, so this one I run manually. Now I'm going to perform the same functions through the event run. Okay. All right, guys. One thing I forgot to tell you, there is some limitations. Okay, so if I try to test this event rule, and this event rule is based on the event, if there is any create account result is appeared in CloudTrail, then this functions, then this rule invoke to this Lambda functions. And since this is the AWS free tier account, so I cannot generate this event. Okay, I cannot create the new account. That's the reason that if you have the business account, AWS business account, you can onboard the account and you can see whether it deletes the inbound and outbound rules or not from the default security group. Okay, if you face any error, just let me know. Write me in the comment sections, or you can also directly message me here on LinkedIn. Okay, so I think I have covered everything. I just manually run you how Lambda functions works. The only reason I cannot show you this event bridge because I have AWS free tier account and I cannot regenerate this event through the event bridge because I cannot onboard the new account. Okay, so but if you have the professional business account AWS, you can regenerate this case, you can onboard the account. Okay, if you face any problem, let me know. So that's all from this sessions, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Okay, if you have any questions, write me in the comment sections. I'll answer it there. Thank you so much for watching this. You have a lovely day.